Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at From the DC Vault, Death in the Family, Robin Lives. Such an amazing series. Came out of nowhere for me. Cannot wait to share it with you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. All right, so everybody remembers the exciting event from the past when DC crazily put forth the prospect of letting the fan base decide whether or not divisive Robin Jason Todd should live or die. And savagely, the fans chose his death. Isn't that crazy? Kind of messed up if you look back at it. But anyway, that was the crazy event. There were I think it was one of the biggest crazy events of the time. Like nothing like that had ever been done before. And so now, decades later, from the vault, we have this new miniseries exploring the option if Jason Todd had lived. And I guess if the Joker had died instead. So it is a really great series. J.M. DeMatteis is writing, Rick Leonardi on art, Rico Renzi on colors. Check out this great cover from Rick Leonardi, one of my favorite artists. Cloak and Dagger, X-Men, Batman even. Just love Rick Leonardi. He's inking himself here. It looks very scratchy. Very kind of different for him. I think Rick Leonardi definitely shines through in all of his art, but the polish always depends on the finisher and the inker. I think it was an interesting choice to have him ink himself. It lends to a real grim and gritty feel of the story, which feels appropriate for the dark J.M. DeMatteis script going on. So we have this opening page. Joker is dying, spoilers. Batman was present, but we don't know if he's the one who pulled the trigger or not. And so this story is sort of going to tell us how we got there. J.M. DeMatteis, writer, Rick Leonardi, artist, Rico Renzi, colors, Taylor Esposito, letters, Rick Leonardi and Dave Stewart, cover, Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart, variant cover. Very cool variant cover by Mike Mignola, right? I mean, he's the one who did all the original covers for the Death in the Family sort of crossover that led to Robin's death back in the day. Katie Kubert and Michael McAllister, editors. Okay, so these events take place after the thrilling reveal in Batman 425. And obviously this is sort of like an Elseworlds story. I don't know why they didn't call it Elseworlds. They should have, but they did not. So we have all the classic Batman stuff. I have to say, it is so nice to read something written by J.M. DeMatteis. I mean, one of the greatest writers of our time. Craven's Last Hunt immediately springs to mind. Scripting JLI, Justice League International, with Keith Giffen and Kevin McGuire. I mean, so many great things. Very prolific writer, amazing. You know, there's a lot of deep psychology going on in here. Like, very interesting things to explore. Like, you know, Robin, Jason Todd, is kind of like this rebel, kind of punk Robin that nobody really liked. Beaten into an inch of his life in this story. He didn't make it originally. So now we're having to deal with the ramifications of him surviving this experience, dealing with the Joker, getting had ties with Iran in the original story, which always threw me off, seeing Joker kind of like a sheik or whatever. I don't know. I just felt wrong in a mug in a way. So Iran denounces the Joker, thankfully. And then we just have, I love like this Joker boat or whatever. It's so funny. I love like when the Joker is kind of like matching the Batman as far as his toys and stuff. I don't know. We don't really see like a whole lot of that. It feels definitely like way more old school, right? I don't know. I'm not too hip to the current Batman continuity. Like, I'm not reading monthly Batman books or detective books that much anymore. You got to get me for, like, a special event or, like, a, you know, Mark Silvestri, Deadly Duo, or Raphael Grandpa, you know, special event. I know there's a lot of Black Label Batman books, but arguably, like, they're the ones worth getting, I feel. This art is super loose and like visceral and scratchy. Like, I'm a huge fan of Rick Leonardi's work. his storytelling, just the way his characters move across the page is so much fun. It is a little dark and a little muddied throughout, but the Leonardi greatness is there. That's, like unmistakably a Leonardi Batman face right there, and I love it. And then I love also, like, this just shows the coolness of J.M. DeMatteis and like what a thoughtful writer he is, and how you're gonna get like a complete story. Like, conversely, I just reviewed like the new X-Men #1, and it was like confusing and disjointed and had like the lot of trappings of like a kind of like a novice writer in a lot of ways. But this is just so solid and complete, and just like it took me a minute because modern comics have very few words, and they're so like such a quick read, like 5 minutes or less. And DeMatteis is like more old school, giving a lot of like description and sort of what's the word I'm looking for, just he goes deep. There's a lot of psychology. This has to do with Arkham Asylum. I mean, you're definitely getting like a lot of bang for your buck story wise. I really like the introspective. This is a great shot of Arkham Asylum. There are some really cool shots in here. See, while this looks almost like messy and sort of unfinished and almost like a rough layout in a way, I kind of like that aspect, and it really works because, like I said, like the best part of Leonardi's work is like his composition, his layouts, his sort of drafting. So like all of the skeleton is there for beautiful Leonardi work, and I love seeing him finish it. I love the fact that he's working still. I mean, the man's got to be up there, right? And I referenced his X-Men work. I would love to see a reunion of Chris Claremont and Rick Leonardi. They always worked so well together, and I just really love the stuff that they put out. We get a little interaction between Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. Apparently, they had a close brotherly like relationship, and he's trying to pull him out of his funk. Bruce, he's it's very traumatizing, almost being killed by the Joker. And I love that they're exploring this theme of like the insanity of basically they're building up to set up a part of one of the themes of the story being, why Batman would be even crazy enough to want to have a young boy partner and put him in the line of danger. So I love that we're going to be exploring that. So Robin tries to go back out in the field to like get his groove back, and then he encounters the Scarecrow, who delivers his fear toxins, and he has this like horrible experience, and Robin kind of realizes that he returned to action probably a little too soon. And then luckily Batman is here to save the day, as he always does. What was the joke about Robin, the boy hostage, all the time or whatever. And so, like I said, it like leads up to the fact that, or the question of why Batman would have a Robin. So if this series is exploring that question, then I love that. And, it is a good question that who can think of a logical answer? If there's anyone who can do it, it is J.M. DeMatteis, and I have faith in him. This is an amazing first issue. I cannot wait to see where it goes. I am totally on board. I should also point out that I really love the coloring on here, since I always mention coloring, and I think it like is perfect. It's bright and times when it needs to be, and it has this great muted quality that serves the tone of the story as well. So well done, gentlemen. I'm so into this. I love it. Robin Lives, Death in the Family from the Vault, DC 1 of 4. What a great series. What a great concept. Always love revisiting these old storylines that are so classic and stay with us decades and decades later. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.